Hey guys, it's me, GSDBoxer, and I'm playing more Long Dark. Today, I think what we're going to do is look for the hunter's cabin. I died recently randomly. I died to some wolves, but we were lucky and we spawned in the same area and we pretty much got the same stuff, so no big deal. Anyway, today, let's go for the hunting cabin, because even though I got everything back, I still didn't get a knife. And I need that knife. I need it badly. So I'm pretty sure the cabin is this way from the ranger cabin, camp office, ranger station. I fucking know. I can't remember what it's called. So in a video prior to this, I was talking about and asking a question of what would be harder to survive in, like desert heat or just frigid cold. And it got me thinking about when I was a kid in grade school, like grade 4 or 5, I think it was that early. It was really early. I went on a school trip, class trip with my class. Let's make sure there's no wolves following us around here. I don't trust these wolves. I don't trust these wolves. And it got me remembering this school trip. And it was basically, they took us to this park, this reservation park, I guess, the forest. And they're like, basically, survive. And this was in the winter. We had teacher escorts and we had the ranger escort, but basically the idea was they wanted us to have a scenario in which we survive in the winter. See any wolves around here? Usually they're around the train tracks. And basically it was an overnight 3-day trip. And they're like, we're going to teach you how to survive in the winter. If worst comes to worst, this is what happens. As a kid, I didn't think anything. I don't like it. Get this stuff quickly.
Looks like this has been here a while.
Keep an eye out for these wolves. I don't trust him. Anyway. Dead of winter. Outdoor 3-day, 2-night trip, I think it was. And it's just a bunch of kids trying to survive. So they taught us all types of shelters to make. I remember specifically 3 shelters. What's this? Metal container. What's in here?
That'll come in handy.
I'm just gonna harvest those. And I remember 3 specific types, and I think I mentioned before, I might have actually omitted it, how I can spot these shelters when I'm walking through the woods and tell when somebody is actually trying to make some semblance of a shelter. I think people just do it just to see if they can rough it or not. Anyway, there's 3 types. I think one was called a lean-to, and I can't remember the specific names of these shelters, but the lean-to was, you take a branch, a long tree branch, and you kind of prop it up against a tree or a rock, kind of making like an isosceles triangle. And what you do is you lean it up against the rock or branch or whatever you're leaning it up against, and then you get smaller branches and pine needles and kind of make a one-walled shelter. And it's like the easiest one to make because it takes the least amount of time, and specifically because you're only building one wall, and it's really just to keep the wind out. It's not going to keep you super warm. You'd have to build a fire in front of it to really keep warm, but the basic premise of it is keep that wind out and you'll stay a little warmer. The other one I learned was called there's crows over there. Where are these crows? The other shelter was, I think, called a leaf hut. And it's like the same idea as the lean-to shelter, except you're trying to build multiple walls. There's the hunter's cabin over there. And think of it as like there's a wolf right there. You're taking a tree branch, and you kind of see how this tree is kind of like an isosceles triangle. You would do the same thing with the lean-to as the lean hut. You lean it up against something, and you try to make as many walls as possible. I'm going to try and stay away from that guy. He's He sees me. I need to keep away, far, far away. What? That little drop.
That smarts a bit.
Yeah, it smarts a bit. You're a fucking idiot. Oh, now he's walking slow. This is not good. I want to get to this thing before this wolf comes and bites me in the ace. Anyway, you build up to... I'll fix you up when we get in the cabin, dude. Just make it. You can't have a sprained leg from the drop that low. You lean it up against something. You put branches on all walls, like on all sides. You're trying to make...
First aid. Soon.
You need some first aid soon. And you're trying to build an actual shelter. So, all walled off. This will keep you really warm. Same premise. You put the branches and leaves on either side. And you kind of build it so that wind can't change. Like, wind can't get in if it changes direction was their idea. Okay, we can get inside here. And then the last one was a tree pit? Okay, first let's fix you up, dude. First aid. What do we have? We have a sprained ankle. You've twisted your ankle and you're now suffering a sprain. Your mobility will be reduced until you treat it or it heals over time. 4 of 4 hours remaining. What do we need? We need painkillers, so we'll use that. Ah! Hey! That was easy. I thought we needed time. Anyway, now that that's fixed up, let's loot the joint. Yeah, the tree pit. What you're doing is you need a lot of snow for this, and it needs to kind of be packing snow. It can't do it if it's powdery. You're going to dig a hole around a tree trunk with in the snow, and what you do is you cover the bottom of it with tree branches and pine needles, just so that you have something dry and warm to lie down on. Because if you get wet in the winter, then your chances of survival are considerably lower. You cover the bottom in tree branches and pine needles, and then you cover the top with more tree branches and pine needles, just so that snow can't fall in and wind is out. And this is probably the one that will keep you the warmest if you do it properly, just because nothing's getting in. Now, you can't really build a fire in there, so the best one to actually build so that you can actually have a fire is that leaf hut, because you can build the fire right outside the door. It'll keep animals away and it will keep you warm. I can't believe I remember all of this stuff, but it goes to show that, you know, even when you're a kid that young, you still kind of remember this stuff. We have a hunting knife! Finally! We have pork and beans and more peaches. Millions of peaches.
I could use this.
And then they taught us how to find food, so certain types of food. Cattails. So you've probably seen them in the game, actually. They're basically, the entire thing is edible. And what you'll do is you can eat the top, you can eat the bottom. There's no hunting rifle in here. That'd be nice to have. We have a knife, no rifle. You can eat every part of the cattail. Let's see. Don't need to store anything. We found the hunter's cabin. We found a knife, which is good. Now we can actually gut some stuff. So let's head back. I don't know where that wolf is. I'm not up to fighting the wolves right now. Actually, we'll stay here for the day. So what we can do is we'll forage while I yap. How are we doing for calories and warmth? It's -20, man. It's really fucking cold. I guess what we'll do is... requirement fishing tackle. We'll build this then. No tools required. Okay, so... what do we got? Where is it? Some tools. It's called... oh, I have 2 storm lanterns. This is really good. Hunting knife, line. Did I just not make it? That can't be right. Bedroll. Material. Oh, he must have failed at making it. This asshole Come on, man. Your life depends on it. Take care when you're making this. Oh, snare. There it is. Shit. Anyway. You can eat cattails. You can eat wild carrots. They kind of look like tall leaves at the side of the road. You've probably seen them. Like, when they get dry, they're really brittle. But they're really tall, slender weeds with a kind of white flower. Little tiny white flowers that grow out the top. If you pull it out, you can eat it. You can boil it down and eat it. And it tastes exactly like carrots. They're called wild carrots to me. I can't remember what the actual name is. Look it up. And then cabium. Cabium is the... Let's go and forage for some wood. Maybe not. We'll just sit in here and chill by the fire while I finish this up. Cabium is that stuff in between the bark and the actual tree, the wood of the tree. When you pull the bark off, you'll probably see it. Some trees, it's greenish. When you pull it off on a pine tree, you can actually eat it. I was told that if you see a pine tree that actually has the red berries, then don't do it. But any tree that bears cones, you should be able to eat it. Let's start a fire here. And it's like a quick source of just getting sugar. And you can cook it down, boil it up.
Are you serious?
Eat it. This guy is really annoying me. Let's just sleep. We don't need to start a fire. Do we even need to eat? We're getting a little hungry. Let's eat. We're almost encumbered, but that's okay. That's all right. We'll eat them peaches. Millions of peaches. I feel peaches and pork and beans are like the most abundant thing that I find in here. Who knew Canadians love peaches so much? I live here and I didn't even know that. I love beef jerky though. I want to save the beef jerky. It's dehydrated, so it should keep up more. Let's eat the candy bar because it's almost done. Condition's almost messed up. And I guess we'll just rest. How are we doing? Oh, it's just cold. We're a little thirsty, but we're not that bad. Let's sleep. Oh, it's too early to sleep, but sleep until 1. Let's hope the storm dies down. Yeah, cabium, you just boil it down or cook it down. It's like sugary and you eat it. You get some good energy. And that's it. I don't know. They taught us how to do this when we were like 9 or 10. I found it not that weird at the time, but now that I think about it, it's kind of fucking weird that I don't even know if my parents knew what they were signing us up for, any of the parents. You have to sign the form, but like they probably didn't realize that we'd be out in the woods making our own shelter, sleeping in the made shelters overnight in the winter, and trying to eat berries. Now there's the building close by just in case it got bad, but because the weather was okay, I guess they kind of deemed it that they could take us out there. Let's see how the weather is now. Weather's okay. I'm going to risk going after this deer real quick. I don't see any wolves. I'm gonna double check for any wolves because anytime I'm dicking around with these corpses, wolf coming, just gnawing on that leg of mine. Okay, I'm checking around here too because sometimes they come for me. Now that I think about it, it was really fucking weird that they did that. Who does that? And I asked my brother, because I forget if he had to do this or not. Can't get much off of this deer. And he didn't do it! I asked a bunch of friends. They never had to do this. They thought it was weird. I asked people that lived further north than me. And they didn't do this. So I guess it was just something. Okay, we're done with this guy. We're done. We're heading back before Wolf comes in and starts kicking our ass. I'm gonna shack up here. We'll end this right now. Soon, I guess. I guess they don't do it anymore. Like, Is this something that you guys had to do? If you're like south, like if you're in an area, do they take you like? If you're in what? I guess California, somewhere. See, I knew it. Wolf close by, or wherever there's Arizona, a desert. Do they take you out in the desert and say, survive? Just stay out here, survive for the night. You're getting graded on this. Do they do that? Or do they take you, if you're like up north, do they take you out in the winter and tell you to survive? I don't know. I guess after our parents found out, they're like, we're shutting this down. We didn't know this was what you were going to do with our precious children. Put them outside and tell them to survive. Eat a bunch of tree bark and make your own shelter. I think it was kind of cool at the time, but now that I think about it, I can see why it'd be something that they don't do anymore. Well, anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rant about how my childhood was. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. We'll have more gameplay. I have a knife. We're gonna go fishing now. See you next time.